Are you an educator who's been using things like ChatGPT 0, Turnitin, Zero GPT, Quillbot to try and catch your children from using generative AI like ChatGPT? Well, if you are, stop. They don't work. I've been running an experiment that is proving that 12-year-olds know how to beat these detectors before they really even know how to use ChatGPT. I'm Jack Dougal. I'm an IB Business Management and Humanities teacher. Let's have a look at the experiment. ChatGPT has exploded onto the scene, and I know many of you are pulling your hair out with frustration at the children ruining your academic integrity. Schools are investing a lot of money because of promises like this from Turnitin and others. And therefore, teachers are quite rightly asking questions like this, and this. Sorry, but we're being conned. There is so much research out there already. Because these things are big business, we're looking into it, of course we are, and there is so much research already out there. I've got some on my screen, you can find them yourself, saying these things are ineffective. They don't pick up every time a child has used generative AI, and worse than that, sometimes they falsely accuse children of using generative AI, ChatGPT, when they haven't used it at all. And they particularly pick up on children with English as a second language. That's just a terrible situation in education, to falsely accuse people. However, my frustration with much of the research is much of it is done retrospectively, that they look back on papers that have been handed in, homework that's been handed in, and look out for AI. I decided to change that then. I got together with other schools, or my own school, and I got about 100 children from the ages of 12 to 17, and I set them this task. You can see that the objective of the homework was to get the children playing with these detectors. It made the objective to do their homework, but they could use only generative AI, ChatGPT or the like. They didn't write anything originally. They wrote it all through generative AI with the objective of, when they handed it in, I told them in advance I would be running it through a paid AI detector. Yes, I paid for one. And I ran their homework through these detections, and I wanted to see, and they had the challenge of trying to beat it. The results are pretty alarming. You can see from my screen that 50% of 12-year-olds were able to completely avoid detection. 38% of 13-year-olds could avoid detection, and of my 17-year-olds, the lower six, 100% of them were able to entirely avoid detection when they put their mind to it. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, yeah, well, maybe it's because they're really good at using generative AI and their experience. Well, no, here's another graph for you. You can see that 62% of the children who passed this test said it was either the first time of using generative AI or they'd only had very limited use. It didn't take a lot of experience to completely bypass these detectors. Secondly, some of you are probably saying, but I guess it took them a long time to beat the detectors. Well, think again. Look at the results. Here we can see the vast majority, it took 44% were able to beat it in between, their entire homework took between 5 and 10 minutes. It's no challenge. These detectors are no challenge for children who want to beat them. Now, I know some of you are saying, yeah, but it's pretty useful because it gives you an idea and then you can call those children in and accuse them of it and then they admit. Well, that's not a great system. In education, we have a system where we accuse children, but then we can't actually prove it or they can't disprove it. It's a pretty horrible system. And children aren't stupid again. They quickly learn, they already know, in fact, it's all over social media again, that these things can't prove it. So why would a child admit to it? They'll just double down on the lie. This means that educators are seeking more innovative ways. We need something, they're saying. Google, put it in the history if you get them to write in Google documents. But again, social media is all over that. They've figured out ways around it. Children aren't stupid. Trojan horses, I've seen that solution proposed. You can hide a little word in your question, shrunk down so it's invisible, and it will mess with the output when they put it into ChatGPT. Lovely and innovative, but again, children are aware of it, and even if they're not, it will work once. It's not a long-term solution. I know that's not what you want to hear. I know we're looking for this solution, but AI detectors are not it. They are not fit for purpose, and they should be avoided at all costs. If you want to find out some ways on how we can try and tackle this AI problem and work out how AI can be used to benefit education, please hit the subscribe button and follow. Thanks.